This bull run, the narratives are very simple. Anything that optimizes the EVM or the Ethereum virtual machine and empowers people on top of that platform to trade with low gas fees, high frequency trading, and being able to have more of a Solana type feeling are going to be the products that win in the Ethereum ecosystem. These are all considered L1s. You have different companies that have been absolutely crushing. You have ZK Zinc, you have Layer Zero, you have Immutable X, you have new projects that are coming out, Monad, amongst others. Now, where's the narrative in 2024 bull run? There's a few narratives. But before we talk about narratives, let's talk about the stages of crypto. We were talking earlier about crypto in stages. Crypto has a 5-stage lifespan. The first lifespan of crypto takes place at your universities, at your research facilities, at your MITs, at your Stanfords, where research papers, white papers, and thesis regarding a potential product or endeavor are created. Next, you have the foundations or the big organizations or the think tanks that fund this research. So Bitcoin, for example, was developed probably 7 to 5 years before it was even put out. That's how long it took to develop this incredible product. All these products that are coming out now in crypto, they need to be funded. These professors, these students, they don't have money. They need grants, scholarships. Who's paying for that? People that are going to own a percentage. What is a good example of this? Did you know that Peter Thiel actually invested into the Ethereum Foundation prior to Ethereum becoming a relevant company? Most people wouldn't know that. So you have these guys that are running these think tanks. So narrative one, beginning of crypto, is you have the nerds. The second one is you have the people that anticipate narratives or create narratives. Then you have your key opinion leaders. You'll have your CZs, your potentially now your Michael Saylors. You had snakes come in like Sam Bankman-Fried that acted like key opinion leaders, but they weren't. Then you have the major influencers. These are your Twitter accounts, your YouTubers, and then finally you have your normies. Crypto, every single one of them that is a real crypto, not all these fucking bullshit, they go through all these stages. The question is, where are you able to catch it in the stage? And depending on where you catch it on the stage is the return that you're going to get, but also the risk that you're assuming. So if I'm buying Dogecoin at 20 cents on Robinhood when it's the peak of the market and the taxi driver is buying it, and no offense to the taxi driver, but when it comes to financial literacy, he's at the bottom of the totem pole. The narrative has already been constructed. It's been created for 4 or 5 years. The main funds and foundations have already invested into it. The key opinion leaders already have their bags. The influencers have already shielded it to you. You're the exit liquidity. So your job isn't to figure out what position are you holding, what token allocations do you have, but how can you move from this side of complete ignorance? You don't have to move all the way to MIT, but the closer you can move to the source of information, the higher chance you have for returns. But it also can be a little bit riskier in crypto because it operates more of like a venture capital or seed investment. So today, my crypto opportunities come more so from what I like to call gem hunting and hunting for gems and hunting for opportunities, as opposed to observing the open market like everybody else. If I'm observing and trading just Bitcoin, I'm going to be limited to the performance of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now is sitting at almost $1 trillion market cap. Great. Let's say it goes to $10 trillion market cap in the next 5 to 10 years. It's potential. It has potential to it, especially if they continue printing dollars. But do I want to sit on a 5x or a 10x on Bitcoin? Or do I want to go create my wealth and multiply my wealth in narratives and then dump my wealth into Bitcoin so that I can keep my purchasing power? So I'm focused on the narratives that are happening right now. Bitcoin is a big narrative. You have the BRC chain, you have the ordinals, you have people inscribing shit on Bitcoin. So there are narratives happening here. But I think the normies, the people that are at the new entry stage of this, what we like to call information and access supercycle, are going to use the paths and tools of least resistance that are readily accessible to them on their phones, that just happen to be, in this case, Solana and Avax and things of this nature. Now, I'll be the first one to confess, when the soy boy fat fuck that stole my money and everybody else's money destroyed the crypto space, I thought Solana was dead, but I was mistaken. And I'm not often mistaken, but sometimes I make some mistakes. And I was mistaken at the fact, not that whether it's a good chain or not a good chain, is that users will go to the best developed product with the path of least resistance, with the best UI UX, where they can do what? Where they can do what? Go into crypto and do exactly what they want to do, which is what? Be a fucking degenerate.
Yeah. Buy, sell, gamble.
So Solana, per the founder, was created specifically to cater to that. Hence why you've seen it become popular again. So I think there's a big narrative there. I think that there's a big narrative in...
A bigger narrative with Solana and convenience over Bitcoin ordinals and everything that's being built on Bitcoin.
A big push towards the utilization of tools that have the path of least resistance. And today it just happens to be that Phantom was initially built on Solana. Solana runs like a fucking machine. And right now you have different exchanges, decentralized exchanges like Jupiter, that in 3 to 5 minutes, you're participating in the financial crypto ecosystem, regardless of who you are, where you're from. I could be in Somalia right now, getting shot up by pirates. You could send me fucking $50 in USDT to my Phantom wallet and I could buy a shitcoin. Now, if I wanted to be in the financial centralized ecosystem and now I was in Somalia, I couldn't do shit for the rest of my life ever. I'd be barred for anything and everything just by the color of my skin and the nation that I was born in. Bitcoin, crypto, DeFi has decentralized that. And the moment people realize it, which they slowly are, they're going to start pouring in. And they're going to pour into the path of least resistance. And this narrative, it's Solana.